town today to go grocery shopping of all things. And I'm going to take my neighbor up on that opportunity because with it being Easter weekend, happy Easter everybody, it means that there are a lot of items that are on sale. And I am trying to be cost conscious about my spending right now. For those of you who are new to my channel, I buy my groceries twice a year and I'm buying for 6 to 8 months at a time. The last grocery haul that I did, not including a side of beef that I purchased, that came out to about $1,200. And so I'm a little concerned with what the grocery prices are going to be this time of the year. But because everything is on sale right now, I'm going to go ahead and head into town. But before I do that, I need to give this cooler an opportunity to defunk, if you will. So this is my Yeti cooler that I've had for years, and it has seen better days, but it sat empty basically the whole winter. I've gone ahead and washed this out. I have given it a rinse down with some rubbing alcohol to disinfect anything that might be in there. I scrubbed it down with dish soap and baking soda and some borax because there is some mold spotting in this cooler. Like I said, I've used this cooler for years. There was at least one summer that I did not do an excellent job of drying it out before putting it away in storage. And because of that, it did get some discoloration in it. I've not been able to get that discoloration to remove itself from the plastic despite bleaching it and everything else. And so I've been researching online different ways that I can remove the smell from this cooler. The simplest method that I have seen is by using the circular ads that come in. Now, I'm not sure if they need to be the glossy circular ads or not, but I don't have those. What I have is just regular newspaper. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here. And I'm going to close this up, and then I will let this sit today. And tomorrow I will pull this out and we'll see how the cooler is smelling at that point. But let's do this and see how it works. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to try alternative method number 2. I also have another cooler that is in the same situation that I might try the alternative method on and then feed back to you what those results are at the end of this video. So, but for now, newspaper in the cooler, closing the cooler up and letting it sit for at least 24 hours. It might take longer, who knows. But this is a Yeti 75 quart cooler. This is what I use for my refrigerator here in my cabin. I do not have any kitchen appliances. So I don't have an electric range or gas range. I don't have a refrigerator. This is my refrigerator. I don't have a dishwasher or anything like that. So let's head off into the pantry and see what we need to purchase when we're in town today. Well, as I look around the pantry shelves, I see a lot of holes in the pantry, but I also see some items that I won't be purchasing more of. One of the things that I won't be purchasing again is prepackaged chicken broth. This particular one was from the very first shopping trip that I did here in Alaska. And of course that means that this is expired. So this one has got to get thrown out. And I have the 3 others that I bought last fall that I never used. So these, because they're just about to expire, these are actually going to get divvied up into Ziploc bags and frozen. And when I said I didn't have kitchen appliances, the exception to that rule is I do have 4 chest freezers that I use. One other thing that I won't be buying this go around is dried beans. I already had a number of dried beans on hand and I bought more last fall, but honestly, I'm going to keep these for emergency food. And I do plan on buying canned beans. However, I won't be buying store brand canned beans this go around. I will spend a little extra money, and if they're not on sale, so be it. But the problem with the store brands that I found was these were severely undercooked. And so if I was planning on, say, using the garbanzo beans as a quick snack, you know, served up with some lemon and olive oil and salt, I couldn't do that with these because they actually needed to be cooked for an extended period of time to get them tender. And that's a problem. When you get canned beans, you should be able to just heat them up and eat them. That was not the case with those. And so I will spend a little extra money to get what I need. One of the other things that I'm seeing that I'm going to need to replenish is canned fruit. I'm down to a single can of red tart cherries, and I have 0 peaches. Now granted, I didn't buy a whole lot of peaches last fall, nor cherries, but I definitely need to get more of those. And I won't be going to the store probably, by the time peaches are ripe and ready at the store. So canned fruit it is for me. And I'll also need to get more cranberry juice, because this is something that I drink on a regular basis. I don't drink soda. I don't drink drink mixes or Gatorades or things like that. So if I want something flavored, it's typically unsweetened cranberry juice and water. I don't even put sugar in my coffee, believe it or not. But one thing that I do drink that is sweet is I love Thai tea. And that takes evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk. And I'm down to my last can of evaporated milk. So I'll be buying more of that for sure. One problem with making Thai iced tea is that you don't use a whole lot of either one of these two products. And therefore, a lot of that gets frozen. But for the sweetened condensed milk, I like to make homemade no-churn ice cream. And to do that, I just need to mix it with a little bit of heavy cream. So that's one more thing that I need to purchase. This freezer here holds all of my dairy and baking goods. And I do have some heavy cream left in here. This is heavy cream that is actually stored in Ziploc bags. And so I think I'm going to try to burn through that before I buy a whole lot more heavy cream. And the other thing is that because I'll be traveling with my neighbor on this grocery haul, I won't be taking a cooler with me. I'll have limited space, and there's only so much that I'll be able to purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly make up a list of the things that I need to purchase, and then I need to get ready because my neighbor will be here. But I'm going to take you along with me, and I'm going to show you what the prices are like in Wasilla. And I'm also going to show you what the prices are like in Glen Allen, as well as on the northern slope. So join me as I go on my 6-month grocery haul run. Well, this is the start to my 6-month grocery haul. And while this might not look like a whole lot of food, believe it or not, I feel really good about what I was able to purchase despite having limited space in my neighbor's vehicle. And one other thing to keep in mind is that I still have quite a bit of food in my freezers and a fair amount on the pantry shelves, even though they are looking kind of bare. And some of these items were just meant to fill in gaps in my supplies. For example, I have very limited chicken in my freezer, so I did buy some chicken legs. While I do actually have a ham in my freezer, I did buy another one. This one I plan on using for sandwich meat because it's spiral sliced. I bought some additional bacon, and even though I had bought a side of beef last fall, I did pick up a prime rib roast. This one is bone in, and so I actually plan on slicing that up into a few ribeye steaks. It has a nice fat cap on it, it has nice marbling, and that's what I was looking for in that side of beef. If you'd like to see that video, I will leave a link to it at the very end of this video, so be sure to stick around to the end to see that. And then also, I did buy a Dungeness crab. This is a wild-caught Dungeness crab, and I will be making a crab recipe coming up for you here later this week, so be sure to check back for that. And then in addition to the meat, I also filled in a couple other small gaps. One is with produce. I really didn't have a whole lot of produce left in my freezers. Just some jalapenos, some frozen ginger, and some grated zucchini is all I had. So I did pick up some fresh produce. A lot of this I will be processing so that I can preserve it for the summer months. Even though I am going to be planting a garden, I still need to have food to carry me over until the garden is ready to harvest from. So the next video that I put out will actually be showing how I'm going to preserve some of these items over the summer months. So be sure to stick around for that video as well. And then in addition to that, I did pick up some canned goods and, some luxury items like some lingonberries. Even though I have lingonberries still in the freezer, I was interested in trying this lingonberry sauce. I am a big fan of cranberries and lingonberries. And then I picked up some Roquefort as well. I have a Roquefort salad dressing recipe that was one that my grandmother used to make, and I absolutely love it. It is by far the best blue cheese recipe that I've ever enjoyed or ever had the opportunity to enjoy. And so I'll be sharing that with you as well in an upcoming recipe. But let's talk cost. What did all of this cost me? Well, I'm going to go through and show you some cost comparisons between Wasilla, the Northern Slope, as well as Glen Allen, so you can get an idea of how things are priced out throughout Alaska and what the quality of the different items might be as well in the different areas. But everything that you see on this table, with the exception of these items right here, the peaches, the charcoal, the cookies, cream, and ginger ale, these 5 items, they cost $55 in Glen Allen. $55 for 5 items. That's a lot of money. And the rest of what you see on the table here, this cost me about $550 total. So let's go through and I'll run down some cost comparisons for you so you can see what everything costs. cost comparison of prices between Wasilla, Glen Allen, and the Northern Slope. I don't know about you, but I was quite surprised at the cost difference between Glen Allen and the Northern Slope specifically. In many instances, it was actually cheaper to shop in the Northern Slope than it is in Glen Allen. And even though it's quite costly to drive to Wasilla, when you group your errands together, it actually makes more economical sense to drive across the state to get groceries than it does to shop here locally. And speaking of shopping here locally, I do want to clarify about the soda that I have here in my hand. I did mention that I don't typically drink soda, and that is true, but ginger ale is great for settling an upset stomach, and it's always good to have at least a little bit on hand, hence why I purchased this. There were some questions in the last video, and so I thought I'd go ahead and address those now. The first one is, where's the link to the laundry detergent recipe? Well, if you stick around to the end of each one of my videos, you'll see a thumbnail pop up on screen, and that thumbnail is typically for something that was talked about in the video that you're currently watching. So for example, at the end of the last video, which had to do about water usage and laundry, the thumbnail that'll pop up is for the video where I detailed how and why I make my laundry detergent. And in the description of that video, you'll find the full written recipe. At the end of this video, you'll see two thumbnails pop up. One is going to be for the no churn ice cream recipe, and the other one is going to be for the beef haul that I had last fall. The other question that came up is who was moving the camera in the last video and who was moving the camera in this video. Well, to be honest with you, there isn't anybody who was doing it. It was actually a piece of equipment. So thanks to my channel members, I was able to purchase this Hohem iSteady M6 gimbal, which has a tracking device on the top of it. This recognizes your face when you lock on, and then it follows your movement around. It can go in 360 degrees, up, down, left, right, you name it, this thing can do it. I sound like I'm an infomercial right now. But that's what's been moving the camera for me. I also purchased some DJI Pocket 2 cameras. These also are on their own little gimbal, and these can move around and do the same thing amongst some other features as well. So that's what's moving the camera for me. It's not a person or anything like that here in the cabin. It's literally just equipment. And it is because of my channel members that this channel has been successful. And so I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, whether you're a channel member or Patreon, PayPal, or you've given super thanks. I appreciate each and every one of you. And it is your support that has helped me to keep making videos of better quality with better equipment. And I really appreciate that. One other thing is that the P.O. box is open. That was another question that had came up. And I did go this week and I was able to pick up a couple things out of the P.O. box. So one person, Corinne, thank you very much, sent me some pedal extenders for my vehicle. I really appreciate that because for those of you who don't know, I am incredibly short and I sit incredibly close to the steering wheel of my vehicle. So these she had purchased for me off of my Amazon wish list, and I really appreciate that. The Amazon wish list is also made available in the description of each one of my videos if you're interested in something like that. Again, by no means is anybody required to pay or donate in order to watch my videos or anything like that. But there are people who do like to support creators who put the time and the effort into their videos, and creators like myself are very appreciative of that. The other thing that I picked up at the P.O. box was a couple of letters. So one was from an anonymous person out of Canada. Thank you very much for this letter. And then the other one was from my friend Janice back in Colorado. So thank you, Janice, and thank you, whoever you are in Canada. I really appreciate your letters, and I appreciate you taking the time to reach out to me. Just like I appreciate the time for you to write a comment and let me know what you think about my videos and the things that I have going on in my life. Speaking of what's going on in my life, we have one more thing that we need to talk about. Let's go. Well, I promised you an update on how the newsprint worked at removing the smell from the cooler. And I opened this a few minutes ago, and I am happy to report that it actually worked. This smells horrible, but the cooler, it doesn't smell at all. And so I'm really impressed by it. I don't understand why it worked. You would think it's just because the fibrous nature of the newsprint that it would absorb the odors. Well, so does baking soda, but baking soda didn't work. I had baking soda sitting in there for a few days before, and it did nothing. The other method, hence if the newsprint hadn't worked, would be the charcoal that I'd purchased. And that I understand because charcoal is great at absorbing odors and other things. But I'm really surprised that just simple newspaper did the trick. If you think about it though, maybe that's why they used to wrap fish in newspaper when they would sell it. Either way, the cooler's back to smelling great. So time to put my groceries away in here, the things that need to be refrigerated, that is. And I will see you on the next one. Be sure to stick around for some further entertainment here at the end of this video. And speaking of entertainment, if you found this video entertaining and you're still watching at this point, so you obviously like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me if you would, please. That'll help me and it'll help you because it'll let YouTube know what type of entertainment you like, and then they'll suggest other creators that are similar to me. Nonetheless, I appreciate you watching, and here's some more entertainment for you. Be sure to stick around for the links to the 2 videos I promised you at the end of this one. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to film myself picking up this stupid notepad. Whew, dumb. All right, follow me, camera. Follow me and stick with me this time. Oh, stop shutting off. All right, there we go. I knew that things were more expensive in Glen Allen, but I thought everything would be more expensive in the Northern Slope. I would try to pronounce that name. However, I'm afraid I wouldn't do it justice, and so I'm not going to even attempt it. And that is just a quick snapshot of what the prices are. I'm sure that I could do this again, and I do want to thank my friend for taking the time to film the grocery store in the Northern Slope. And unfortunately, they would like to remain anonymous. Oh, English. Definitely not my first language. What are those? One of the other things is that I picked up some other items here, which I lost my train of thought, and I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, seriously. It'll come to me. Maybe. In the meantime, enjoy these videos. Yeah. So much food here, I'm just overwhelmed.